this digital age, it's like everything's like boom, 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 boom. So, realizing that there's absolutely no one out there watching, I thought of several clever titles for this morning's impromptu live stream. One of the titles I came up with, good morning, had several like really good titles for the live stream. Hi, Susan Bezio. Welcome to a content-free live stream on Live Love No More. In my dog walking clothes, nonetheless, but I'm wearing green. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hi, Grasshopper. It is St. Patrick's Day, isn't it? I gotta look at the calendar. Yeah. Yeah. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you're wearing green. Hi, Janar, because you know what happens if you're not wearing green. I mean, I don't know if adults do it, but when I was in grade school, if it was St. Patrick's Day and you didn't have on green, oh my goodness, you were going to get pinched. Hi, not a drama, not a drama. I'm in my dog walking clothes. I still have my dog walking boots on. I'm gonna have to angle this up a little bit. Hi, Kimberly Ashcraft. Good to see you, love. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And you don't have to be Irish to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. But how do we actually celebrate it? Just the wearing of green? Do they still dye the river in Chicago green on St. Patrick's Day? Not a drama, Nana. Thank you for welcoming folks into the chat. Guys, as I was saying before anybody was here, I came up with several like awesomely freaking awesome titles for today's live stream. One of them was, I no longer have eyebrows, but I do have hair on my chin. But I had drawn on eyebrows. And so, yeah, I did. I drew some on and I tweezed my chin. So I was like, okay, that would be clickbait and it would be misleading because you have drawn on eyebrows and you tweezed your chin. Therefore, you kind of do have eyebrows and you really don't have hair on your chin, at least right now. So no, let's don't use that one. So then I thought, okay, well, what would be another clever title? Instant non-fat dry milk. I mean, we're a kitchen cult. Speaking of which, since I have absolutely no content, I mean zilch, none. Oh, there's stuff I could talk about. I can do it. I love the shamrocks in the chat. Thanks, guys. Anyway, I was just in a mood to go live. So here we are, and we're in the kitchen, and I'm wearing green, and it's St. Patrick's Day. So give me a minute or a moment, not a minute. That's a minute on YouTube is way too long. So a moment to get a sip of coffee and act really casual while I'm actually killing time because I have no idea what I'm going to say next. or what even to say next. I'm only here to pump you up, get your day started. Oh, corned beef and cabbage? So you had me on that one, didn't you? I gotta put the glasses back on so I can read your chat. Since I have no freaking content and I'm just here to pump you up. Because even if you're in the Eastern time zone, it's only 9:20. Still morning there. Hi, Aussie Hippie Chick 72. Hi, Vanessa Bowers. Corned beef. It does, doesn't it, Kimberly? It sounds good. We have it once a year. But buying a corned beef brisket for 2 people, we actually have corned beef off and on for several weeks because I freeze it. I see it's 11:22 p.m. for you. Well, because you're down under, baby. You're in the southern hemisphere where when you flush your toilet or pull the plug in your sink, the water drains in the opposite direction that it does for us up here. Nada Drama Nana, you didn't do a boiled dinner this year? For Sandy Gant, it's 6:22. Sandy Gant. Sandy Gant, you must be in the Pacific time zone. The specific time zone. Aussie Hippie Chick 72, is it, high poetic justice, is it true? In the southern hemisphere, does the water actually drain in the opposite direction of those of us in the northern hemisphere? And what happens if they meet in the middle? Like, what if you're draining water going one way and our draining water going the other way? Wait. Okay, what? Wait, I can't make my hands, one hand go one direction and the other go the other. What if it were to converge like at the equator, and then something happens when see, I can make shit up right off the top of my head. It may be completely foolish and stupid, perhaps even obtuse or asinine. It's not asinine. It's asinine, which does not mean like as in the number 9. Number 9. No. Asinine is a great word, and I love it a lot. And I don't know like personally, but I have encountered here on the internet an assload of asinine human beings. Sandy Gant, there's only one S in it. Sandy Gant. Okay, calling out Sandy Gant as the English teacher here, as in 9. Sandy Gant. You probably put 2 S's on purpose so that you can make it ass in 9. Ass in 9 what? Ass in 9 minutes? Ass in... That's all I got. Sandy Gant, you still get an A+ on your comment. Because I'm pretty sure you put the extra S in there on purpose. You're dyslexic. There are some jokes I could make about that, but they're not politically correct. Don't pick on Sandy Gant. Okay. Sandy can't make up your mind. Don't pick on you, pick on you. Don't pick on you, pick up. Sandy, this is what happens when you wake up early. You can't decide. This is Dewey up on the counter where he should not be. Dewey is one of the rescues here. He's the only tuxedo kitty. And, oh, thank you, Nada Drama Nana. Sorry your eyes aren't good, Vanessa, in the morning. Sorry if, baby, I don't know. Hi, Kathy. Kathy, peace, let's talk about it. Good morning, love. Hi, Ramblin' Rome. Nada Drama Nada, Ramblin' Rome. Hi, Jamie. If you can, would you please grab a link for Kathy P's Let's Talk About It and drop her link in our channel, in our chat, please? That would be so awesome. Kathy, this is a completely content-free. I just was kind of in the mood to go live. I hadn't talked to my viewers in several days on a live stream. And you're welcome, Kathy Peace. Honey, that's one thing we do over here. When other creators come into our live chat, we like to share their channels out. So, hi, Marianne Nolan, and happy St. Patrick's Day to you, love. I love you, Vanessa. Kathy Peace, that's what we're doing today, baby. I mean, look, there's Kathy P. Thank you for responding in my comment section yesterday when I added you on that live stream of that person. And as I replied to you, I totally get it if people in our sector of YouTube do not want to take on Jody Sue Brown. I get it. I wouldn't even have tagged the people that I tagged in our sector. But the woman has inserted herself into the yep situation. And she doesn't know shit from Shinola. She doesn't know her elbow from her asshole. On almost any level about almost anything at all. But she most certainly does not know anything about the yep situation and the scamming situation. And the only reason that she would even speak up about it is because Chasing has chosen to address the issue. And she has a hard-on for every fucking creator on this platform that has ever or continues to speak of Summer Wells. And now I'm starting to get into some serious stuff, and I was just going to do a frivolous. Okay. And Kathy Peace. That's why I tagged you and Nonsense and Chasing. I think I also tagged Lady K Talks, and I tagged Queen Bee. Now, here's why I tagged Queen Bee. In that live stream that Jody Sue Brown titled Demons, she mentions our Queen Bee twice, aligning herself with something that I can't quite grasp. That she made some remark in that live stream that, and I haven't gone back to find the timestamp because it's another day. Okay. But, and babies, I will. Ramblin' Rome, listen, baby, I love Queen Bee. I support Queen Bee. I have been a member at Queen Bee for 21 months. Now, I only paid for the first 6 months. But every month when folks gift memberships over there, I get one because I'm there all the time, I guess. I'm not sure how the roulette wheel for YouTube works when it comes to the gifting thing. But Jody Sue Brown has transitioned from referring to what she has been calling for several years a well-organized criminal something or other here on YouTube. We're all fucking criminals, okay? We're all scammers. If Summer Wells' name has come out your mouth, then according to Jody Sue Brown, you're a motherfucking criminal and a scammer. Boom. Okay? Well, because she didn't get any money off of it. She got a little bit. There in the beginning, she was, getting some cash. But it didn't take long for people to figure out she's full of shit and totally irrelevant. And then blah, blah, blah. So she's attempting to become relevant in something that she absolutely has no relevancy to whatsoever, other than it opened a door for her to once again attack chasing. If you could call the bullshit that falls out of her nasty mouth attacking. Okay. I need to call this meeting to order. Now, here's the thing. Those of, the Queen Bee thing. Let me finish that thought. No, I'm not even stoned. It's too early in the morning. Twice in her live stream that's titled Demons, she mentions our Queen Bee. In one instance, she makes the remark that Queen Bee and I, meaning herself, called out blah, 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 blah. Well, no, you didn't, bitch. Queen Bee is the only true open panel on YouTube, at least in this sector. And pretty much it doesn't matter who you are. You click that link and she's going to let you up. And she's going to let you say what you want to say. And Jody Sue Brown, if you happen to see this, bitch, that's exactly what happened that day. How would I know? Because I was in the motherfucking live chat. As I already mentioned, I've been a member there for 21 months. Along about the time this channel began to make its transition. And so let me say to Jody Sue Brown, when you refer to the hive, you better take them words out your mouth, bitch. You are not part of the hive. And by the hive, what I mean are those of us who love, adore, respect, and support Queen Bee, who, by the way, is not really a queen, nor is she actually a bee. Go motherfucking figure. But you little two-bit pole dancing bitch, are not part of the hive. And you need to stop referring to your imagined criminal enterprise on this platform as the hive. You need to go back to your motherfucking spider webs, bitch. There is only one hive on YouTube, and it is motherfucking Queen Bee's hive. And we're all fucking Fallons over there, F-A-L-O-N-S. I've never been a Fallon. I've never been a felon. I've been accused of felonies, charges dropped. Therefore, I have no criminal record. But I tried hard 3 times in my life to become a felon and failed miserably all 3 times. Therefore, I am a Fallon. and a member of the Hive at Queen Bee's, as well as her secondary channel, the Hive Sidebar. So Jody Sue Brown, in closing, speaking to you, you lowlife piece of shit. There's only one Hive, and it is not a criminal enterprise, although we refer to her as Queen Bee Escobar. Damn, I need a cigarette after that. I got to call a meeting to order. Y'all, if you have a significant other in your life and you're accustomed to being at home alone because your significant other has a job and you like being home alone, although you love your significant other, and then they take a 1 week vacation to staycay. My man went back to work this morning. He's retiring next month. I've had a 1 week experience of what it's like after 25 years to have my hubby at home every morning and every night and all day long. I love him so much. But I cannot tell you how many times last week I spoke the words, "You need to wait your turn," when it came to the use of the kitchen counter, upon which there were morsels of peanut butter and crumbs of whole wheat bread. When you're pouring coffee and there are dribbles of coffee beside your cup, his cup, not my cup, this is my cup, dribbles of coffee on the countertop, and I'm over here trying to get the animal food ready. Not all of the animal food. I get most of the animal food ready on the other counter. On this counter, I get the dog's food ready, and I do it in front of the coffee machine because at the same time, I'm getting my coffee. And he just comes sidling up as if it's his turn. I'm like, you need to wait your turn, dude. You're not accustomed to how things flow around here. You're accustomed to leaving the house at 6:15 a.m. Thank you, Sandy Gant, for the wishes of good luck. He's going to need them. I'm like, dude, this is not how it flows around here. You know, you're the boss up where you go every day, almost every day. You're not the boss here. Yes, Sandy, I'm starting the training now. I'm letting my hubby know that the house is mine, and so are the grounds that surround it. And I am she who will not be ignored, so wait your turn. Especially when you consider we live in a 1939 bungalow that has one bathroom. Oh, yeah. How you deal with that? I need to call the meeting to order before I really go off. Okay. Protect your ears. I am not a cult leader, but some people think that I am. Therefore, Without further ado, I command you, don't join the cult. It ain't got no use. Don't join a cult. All they do is abuse. I'm making this up as I go along, so be patient. I am not a cult. This is not a cult, and I am not your leader. I fucking demand you use your own mind. God gave you a brain, and he expects you to use it. Meeting called to order. I can't get our bell back in there. We'll just keep it over here because we're gonna go smoke a cigarette. Okay, you don't have to smoke. I'm going to smoke. Hi, Cat's Eye. And it's really cold outside. Okay, it's not that. Okay, I lied. It's not cold. It's chilly compared to what it has been. So, anyway, I need to smoke. I'm looking at the puffiness beneath my eyes. I don't think it's ever going to go away. But Carrie Bishop, who evidently is not out of bed yet on the Pacific in the Northwest. You know, our managing moderator, Carrie Bishop. Everybody remember her? I'm supposed to be getting some stuff through her from her sister, who is a Mary Kay consultant. And I'm supposed to be receiving anti-puffy under the eye stuff, along with more lipstick. Hi, Kiki Eyes. And for reals, good morning, loves. Thank you for putting it. Oh, so she decided to grace us with her ever-loving presence. Carrie Bishop. Carrie, am I getting my anti-puff stuff today, or is sister getting anti-puff stuff today and then forwarding it on to me? I need anti-puff stuff under my eyes. Yeah, Sandy, all the way from Arkansas. See, now that's a cult leader, even though I deny being one. But every good cult leader, every single good cult leader denies being one. If I were to admit that I'm a cult leader, then you would fucking know it and you might leave, and then I'd have to shun you. But I have such a big mouth and I'm so powerful that Carrie Bishop, who lives all the way in the Pacific Northwest, and I mean like not Canada, but almost could be. Oh, it's going to be at her place today and she will get it out to me. Okay. Thank you, Carrie. On a serious note, is Shay in here? I don't see Shay. There's Shay. Hi, honey. There's Shay. Hi, baby. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So, what have I got to say? I don't have anything to say. I've already blown my wad. That's all I had. So I'm going to sit here and look at your chat for a minute. I can touch on the weather that we have had here in our region. For I'm glad you're home too, honey. Kathy P. Kathy, I'm hoping she goes to jail. I hope she goes to jail for 11 months and 29 days. I'd be satisfied if she just went for 10. Kathy, do you think she's going to get a continuance again? Oh, Kiki Eyes. We're talking about Bullhorn Betty. Babies, this is what happens when you have a crossover of communities, which I love. I absolutely love having a crossover of communities. We've got some folks that are coming into our chat now that are from a different sector of YouTube. And it's because I've been going there. I'm over there. Well, let me actually put it this way. I'm actually part of that community now. And so I have made new friends on YouTube, and a few of those folks, like Kimberly Ashcraft, Kathy Peace, Let's Talk About It, and some other folks. Queen Bee pops in once in a while. Nonsense has popped in. I'll leave somebody out, but you're seeing these new names in our chat because they have become friendly associates of mine. Well, Shay, we don't discuss that case over here. Baby, you may remember over a year ago, I said we will not be discussing that case on here. And Shay, baby, as you know, you and I are in absolute diametrical opposition on this case. And I love you, and you are my friend, and you're one of my moderators, and you shall continue to be. But baby, we are absolutely diametrically opposed on our opinions, but we don't discuss that case here. And that's all I had to say about it. Shay is my friend, and I love her, and what she does on her channel is not my business. So, anyway, we have some really nice people joining us from time to time that are really solid, good creators who are intellectual. They use common sense, and sometimes they can get really heated like I do. And but for the most part, they're like Queen Bee is such a fun chat. We can get really heated over there. I don't, because I've chosen a particular lane and I intend to stay in it. And I would recommend Jody Sue Brown do the same fucking thing. Bitch, you need to stay in your lane. And this lane ain't yours. But what I was going to say about the weather around here, let me get back to something that's, everybody can talk about the weather. My cigarette went out. Sadly, 3 lives were lost here in Arkansas during tornadic activity night before last. We here in our town, which everybody knows is Heber Springs, so we here in our town were, I shouldn't say our town, let me amend that. Our county, Cleveland County, Arkansas, um, was actually under a tornado warning. Um, Later in the evening, I said night before last. I believe it was actually 2 nights ago. Nonetheless, it was late enough that Bob was already asleep. But I was watching live streaming of what was going on with Arkansas weather on my phone when the tornado warning for us was issued. So there were no sirens going off, but I went ahead and I got up and got dressed and got the lantern and got the things that you get. And I woke up Bob just to let him know, if I come in here and wake you up again, it means the sirens are going off and we need to head for the cellar. They did not. There was tornadic activity here in our county, about 17 miles north of us, around a community called Drasco, Drasco. But y'all, Cave City, Arkansas, got hit hard. We have someone that comes into our chat regularly, Rhiannon Benson. I'm not going to dox her by telling you what community she lives in, but she is in Arkansas. She lost her shed, but she didn't have any other damage. But the damages and the loss in Cave City, Arkansas were severe enough that FEMA is showing up today. So it's one of those where you're so grateful that it didn't happen to you, but you really hate that it happened to somebody else. You know, while I'm sitting here praying, and this is for reals, Scout's honor, it's my crooked finger. While I was praying, literally, that we would be protected, I also did the thing where I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm not asking you to send it somewhere else. I don't want it for anybody. But March to November here in our area, in our region, is tornado season. So, yes, Sandy, Mother Nature seems angry. Did anybody see I fell asleep and I didn't see the lunar eclipse. Did anybody see that was the night. It was the night of the lunar. No, I'm confusing days. Nix all that. Kiki Eyes, thank you so much for prayers for all. Today, I'm praying for the folks that were so severely impacted, and most especially the families and loved ones and friends of the 3 folks who lost their lives. But the news footage of Cave City, Arkansas is pretty heart-wrenching. Not a drama, Nana, you watched the eclipse online because it was too cloudy to see it. Kathy P., thank you for the prayer hands. And everyone, I saw prayer hands, but y'all know I have to do this. So, and I'm getting cold. So let's go back in. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, everybody. Yes, Shay, honey. Shay. The only time I've actually been what you might call through a tornado, the way you put it, y'all know that I was born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri, more or less. I lived other places because my mother had wanderlust, but I always refer to Kansas City, Missouri, actually Independence, as my hometown because I was born there and went to school there and graduated high school there. Let me get something soft to set my cup on so it doesn't click on this glass top. Let's see if I can eliminate a little bit of that glare. So Shay, my tornado story is, let's see, I think I was pretty sure I got one of those hairs. I'm pretty sure I was a freshman in junior high. And the tornado, it was really weird. It came out of Kansas. Well, I say really weird. Tornadoes are weird to me anyway. The tornado came out of Kansas. We had the warning, it's coming. When it hit the river that separates Kansas City, Kansas from Kansas City, Missouri, it bounced up and over Kansas City, Missouri, but it was still so close to the ground that it rattled the windows in our apartment and actually cracked one of the windows in my mom's dining room, just cracked it. Not shattered, but just one of those long cracks, kind of like you get in your in a windshield. Passed over us in Independence, and then the same tornado set down on Highway 71 on the other side of us. It was like it just lifted up and went over yonder, and it ripped the living shit out of the area where it touched back down. Shay, the noise. Any of y'all that have ever experienced, if you have not, you might have heard people say it sounds like a freight train coming. It does. But more aggressive, more angry, more, I realize that I'm like humanizing a weather event, but in human terms, it's like it was really mad and it was determined to take out something. And it really did. Yes, yeah, Shay. And then it gets like dead quiet. And Shay, when it happened where we, Sandy Gant, is it the same baby in the eye of a hurricane? I've never experienced a hurricane. I've never lived, on the coast like that. Yes, Shay, it sounds like a really angry and like the world is ending. Yeah. And when it got quiet, the sky turned green. Scout's honor. And it was like the whole world, my world, everything around us had this green glow to it. It was really weird. Yeah, the moment of silence. Sandy, the eye stops everything. Kathy, Kathy, I've been to Florida a lot. I used to vacation there fairly regularly. In the 70s, I went to Daytona every year for the Daytona 500, and we would camp at Flagler Beach. and then drive into town for the nightlife. And, I met Paul Newman and James Garner. You guys may not know who I'm talking about, two rather famous actors who also enjoyed driving race cars in the pits because we had pit passes. Do you, Kathy? Susan, you're in Florida. I did not know that. Okay, Carrie. Let's see. And then I went to Orlando the very first year that Disney World and Epcot opened. I got to experience Disney World and Epcot before it got it started smelling like people. Everything was brand new and fresh and clean and wondrous. Hi, Poppy Red Mustang. I love Florida too. And when we would take our winter vacation to Florida, my husband at the time, not this husband, had graduated Admiral Farragut Military Academy in St. Pete. And his grandparent, he graduated in 1964, by the way. Yeah. And his graduation gift from his mom and dad was a brand new Barracuda. And I don't mean the fish, I mean the car. Anyway. So his friends that he had graduated with from Admiral Farragut, just Benson at chat, several of them still lived in Florida. One was an architect and owned an architectural company. And the other was a businessman that owned a fencing company in Tampa. The architect lived in West Palm. So we made like 2 or 3 weeks of it. Kathy Pease and Susan and others that are in Florida. We would, I love a Barracuda. Barracuda. Anyway, as I go on talking about things that you probably, all of you are like, who cares? I told you it's a content-free motherfucking live stream. What do you want? What do you want for nothing? A rubber biscuit? So anyway, so we would, our friends in Tampa had an A-frame guest house on their compound. Now, when I say compound, I don't mean they were out in the middle of nowhere. They were smack dab in the middle of freaking Tampa. But they were long established. So they had this huge piece of property, which was completely fenced because of alligators. And so we would stay in the A-frame guest house, and it would be like our little hub, and we would just, yeah. And then after we'd spent like a week there, we would go over to West Palm and stay with the architect friend and his wife and their little boy. And then we would go like to Juniper Beach for the day. And, and I actually saw a shuttle lift off. We had press passes, and so we were allowed, not up close with the big boy press people, but we were allowed to be on the grounds with employees of NASA. And we literally got to experience and videotape, the analog age, actually videotape a shuttle liftoff. And we were quite a distance away. Good morning, Matthew. We were quite a distance away, not like miles and miles and miles. I mean, we were close enough to video, to get video footage. and for it to be good video footage. But when they fired up those rockets, now I'm not going to speak in technical terms because I don't know them. But when those rockets, and I mean everything, was just like, oh, it was so exhilarating. It was so fucking exhilarating. I can still feel the feeling I had, just the magnificence of it, just the overwhelming experience of being there and a fucking space shuttle lifting off from Cape Canaveral, and just, and then seeing the rockets fall away, you know, the initial release of those that propelled it into the atmosphere, and then watching it just ascend and ascend and ascend, and these different pieces letting go out over the ocean and falling away. And we stayed and stayed and stayed until the rumble was gone and everything was out of sight. And then we went around and interviewed employees of NASA. And by employees, what I mean are like the electricians and the mechanics, like the blue collar kind of people that work there. It was really fascinating, really, truly fascinating. Quite an experience. So, how long have we been on here? Almost an hour, and I usually only do about an hour. I haven't even cleaned the litter boxes yet. Shay, your hubby used to live where he could watch it from his home at Cape Kennedy. It used to be called Sea Canal. Cool. Matthew, what have you been up to? Sandy, what was so hard, baby? Matthew, have you been staying out of trouble? I doubt it. I seriously. Matthew. Sandy, you're stopping smoking. I wish you all the luck, all the blessings, and all the willpower in the world, baby. I'm still managing to make a pack last for 3 days, which for me is good. I went from a pack about every day and a half to a pack every 3 days. You switched to pot, so you're still smoking something. Okay. And I guess that helps. Oh, okay. Sandy quit in 2007 and Poppy is trying to. Okay. Are we all stoners over here? Matthew, not a drama nana says you've been stirring the pot. Matthew, have you been calling people out? Your titles, and when I'm lurking and watching from the bushes, would seem to indicate you're not going to answer me, are you? It's like, Matthew's like, look here, old lady. If you want to know what I've been stirring up, you need to go over to my channel and absolutely watch me. But you have been, Matthew. Good for you. When it comes to this platform, a lot of stirring is needed, in my opinion. Oh, liars and scammers and grifters. Oh my. If I were king of the forest, I'd have courage, lots of courage. That's one thing I have plenty of, courage. Y'all know what courage is? Well, Shay, baby, you're a mod. You can grab it and drop it, you silly girl. Just, Shay, go to Matthew's chat, tap it, and say, go to channel. Thank you, Nana. Shay, you're a YouTube creator and a mod. I know you know how to go to channel. Yeah, oh, duh. It's been a while, honey. Carrie, are we going to have to retrain Shay? Oh, my goodness. Matthew, sometimes the pot gets stirred on accident. I've done that myself. I've accidentally stirred a pot on accident my own self. I totally get it. If this, I'm going to grab that hair and yank it out by the root. Anyway. Not a drama, Nana. You stirred a pot as a sub. Oh my goodness. I love you guys. I'm laughing at the chat. Not a drama, Nana stirred the pot as a sub. I've done that too. But when I stir the pot as a sub, I'm absolutely deliberately doing it on purpose. I'm absolutely, totally, fully self-aware, and I know exactly what I'm doing as a sub when I stir the pot. But hi, Spudler. But I not very often, I have from time to time here on the channel accidentally stirred a pot that I didn't really mean to stir. But, oh well. Spudler Cindy Gann is saying, where have you been? Sometimes Matthew stirs the pot with a jackhammer instead of a spoon. Well, y'all know, I think you've come to know, I can get pretty heated. And I can go from 0 to 200 miles an hour in the blink of an eye if I'm passionate about a particular thing or a particular someone. And there's only one particular someone, and it is the same particular someone that And well, I don't want to talk about her anymore. At least not today. And I also need to make my short for Summer Wells. My regular viewers know. There's rarely a day goes by that you don't get a short that has something to do with summer. And I went live before I made and uploaded a short. Summer Wells disappeared on the 15th of June of 2021. Shay, yeah. Sometime in the early afternoon hours. According to Leslie Earhart, the public information officer for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, sometime in the early afternoon hours. FBI card, child abduction rapid deployment came to 110 Ben Hill Road. in the Beach Creek community near Rogersville, Tennessee. TBI came, Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. The first officer arrived at 7:03 p.m. on the 15th of June of 2021. "911 calls were made by, quote, a family member. So we don't really know who made the 911 calls because they have not been released to the public for whatever reason. My opinion is that those 911 calls have not been released because the dispatcher fucked up. That's my opinion. But according to Leslie Earhart, again, Public Information Officer for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, a family member called 911. We're told 2 calls were made. We are supposed to assume that one was made by Candace Bly and the other by Don Wells, the parents of Summer Wells. We don't know that for a fact. Nonetheless, Summer was 5 at the time of her disappearance. Her date of birth is February the 4th of 2016. She has blonde hair and blue eyes. There was difficulty, reportedly, in determining what Summer was last seen wearing. And there have, they finally settled on pink shirt, gray pants, most likely barefooted. But there were varying reports of what Summer had been wearing. There were also varying reports she was last seen outside her home. Another report she was last seen walking away from her home. According to her mother, she was in the basement playing. Or, as it was prettied up by Tim Mullen, the downstairs walk out day room. I call it a motherfucking dungeon. I made Summer Wells a spiritual promise when I began this channel. I have kept that promise, and I motherfucking intend to continue keeping it, and I don't give a fuck about a single one of you sons of bitches out there that want to come at me sideways, because I won't give up on Summer Wells and keeping her name in the public eye. If you don't like it, you can get down on your fucking knees and take a flying kiss at my royal ass. I don't break my promises. And if I'm put in a position where I have to, then the person to whom I have made the promise gets an explanation. I can't explain to Summer Wells why I would give up on her. So I intend to keep the promise. until I am dead, until she is found, or until I am rendered incapable of speech, I will continue to daily, day in and day out, create at least one short in her behalf. Even if only 40 people look at it, which is about the average. That's how many people on this platform have moved on. Other than my core set of subscribers and members on this channel, hardly anybody watches the shorts about Summer Wells. That's not going to keep me from making them, because my promise was not to my viewing audience. My promise was to a little girl named Summer Wells, forever 5 until found alive. At this point, in whatever journey that child took, there's no part of me that any longer believes Summer is alive. And just like the rest of you, I have absolutely no idea what happened to her. Evidently, neither does law enforcement. Of course, as I have said a number of times before, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson of Hawkins County, Tennessee, was way wound up in his own son, Brandon Lewis Lawson, at the time of Summer's disappearance. You know, his son that is a registered sex offender. Ronnie Lawson, that piece of shit, was too fucking busy covering his son's ass to pay attention to what was going on in the case of missing Summer Moon Utah Wells. So fuck you, you cocksucking bastard. So, you know, where are you going, my little one, little one? Where are you going, my baby, my own? Turn around and you're 3. Turn around and you're 4. Turn around and you're a young girl walking out of the door. Turn around, turn around, turn around, and you're a young girl walking out of the door. So, the 911 calls were made at 6:23 and 6:28 p.m. on that fateful day of June 15, 2021. I find that so puzzling. Early afternoon hours, 1 to 3 p.m., 1:30 to 3:30 p.m., according to meteorologists, depending on who you are, where you live, and your frame of mind. But early afternoon is not motherfucking 6 o'clock at night. Mostly questions seeking answers. And this morning I noticed that one of my special daffodils is blooming. So I think I'll get a little bit of footage, 59 seconds. A short can be up to a minute long. I try to make them 59 seconds. So I'm going to use a newly blooming daffodil of a different type. I have no idea yet what else. I don't know what music track. Because you see, before I make those shorts, I give my heart over to a higher power. And I ask that higher power for inspiration and guidance on Summer's behalf. What can I say today? What music can I use today? What voice clip can I use today that will pull somebody in that gives a fuck enough about Summer Wells to actually remember? I'm not going to cry. Give me a minute. Summertime and living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mammy's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. And then you'll spread your wings and take to the sky. But till that morning, there ain't nothing gonna harm you. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. And here comes my comfort kitty patches. She says, Mommy's getting upset. I better go get some pets from her. So, if you or anybody you know knows anything at all that is credible about the disappearance or the whereabouts of Summer Wells, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. please, for her and for her parents, for her brothers. I don't care who you are. I'm okay, honey. I'm okay. Okay, I need to get off of here because I'm getting that way that I get over summer, and I will feel better if I go make the short for her. It'll upload pretty quickly after I end the live. And Patches, Mommy's okay. She's really, I guess the emotion flowing through the house must have been pretty intense because she's feeling pretty intense about wanting to comfort me. So let's have a reading. Hi, Crafty Girl. Hi, Birdie's Crime Chat. Sorry if I've missed anybody in chat. Major Numbnuts, thank you very much for your $5 super sticker. Let me see if I can like it without, oh, cool. I was able to like it. Thank you very much, Major Numbnuts. Angie's Life, hi, baby. So the tradition here on Lip Lock No More, because I don't like to leave my viewers on a downer. And rest assured, I'm fine. If you watch me regularly, you know that when I talk about summer, I always get this way. I can't help it. It is what it is. But I don't like to leave you on a low note or a sour note. So let's see what we can find for a cold reading from Getting the Most Out of Life, an anthology published by the Reader's Digest in 1946. And see if we can find something. I know it's dead air right now, but I am looking. Okay. I didn't read the whole thing. I was scanning to see if there were any big words I didn't know how to pronounce. I beg your pardon. This is a short little piece titled Direct Wire, contributed by Walter C. Mello, M-E-L-L-O. Direct Wire. Waiting in a steamship office to be interviewed for a job as a wireless operator, a group of applicants filled the room with such a buzz of conversation that they were oblivious to the dots and dashes which began coming over a loudspeaker. About that time, another man entered and sat down quietly by himself. Suddenly, he snapped to attention, walked into the private office, and came out smiling. "Say," one of the group called out, "how'd you get in ahead of us? We were here first." "One of you would have got the job," he replied, "if you'd listened to the message from the loudspeaker." "What message?" they asked in surprise. "Why, the code," the stranger answered. "It said, 'The man I need must always be on the alert. The first man who gets this message and comes directly into my private office will be placed on one of my ships as the wireless operator. Get it? Good. And remembering what we shared the other day from Mark Twain. From any experience, take only the wisdom from it and stop there. So, let's see. I don't know why this song is coming into my head, and I know I won't remember all the words, so I'm just going to do a verse and say goodbye. I went down to Nazareth. I was feeling about half past dead. I just need a place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned and shook my hand. No was all he said. Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. And you put the load right on me. Thank you guys for being here this morning for a content-free live stream. Please remember, as you go out into the main streets of YouTube or onto the main streets of YouTube, and as you go through the steps of your daily life, your real one, be kind. Don't let anybody take advantage of it, because there are users, grifters, and scammers out there who will take advantage of your kindness and your thoughtfulness. So be on guard, but don't close it off. It's not going to cost you one thin dime. It's not going to hurt you any. It's your superpower. Please use it. Now get the fuck out of my kitchen. I've got litter boxes to clean. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the main streets. Get out. I said, hey, come on, come on, let's go downtown. She said, no, I gotta go, but my friend can stick around.